Hello once again, all my little dear angels. Now in this my new video, I am going to show you a wonderful technique of finding the squares of the numbers using the concept of odd and even numbers and some other wonderful properties of squares of the numbers. How you can find the squares of the numbers just using your simple counting table. You know, the counting that you are doing the counting, national number counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How you can use this counting series, the series of numbers to find the squares of the numbers. To show you how you can find the squares, just come with me on my screen. So I'm sharing my screen with you. Yeah. Now, as I told you, just consider simple counting of the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 up to infinity. It goes up to infinity. There is no limit to this number, to this series number of like 1, 2, 3, 4. There is no limit to this number series. It can go to infinity. Any number it can go to up to. But there one very peculiar feature of this table of this series, and that's its peculiar feature is that every even number is followed by an odd number, and every odd number is followed by an even number. Means, suppose I say 2 is an even number, then it is followed by an odd number 3. In the same way, 3 is an odd number followed by an even number. 4 is an even number followed by an odd number. Then again 6 is an even number. It means you can say that even and odd numbers are alternating with each other. In this table, every number, even and odd numbers are alternating with each other. And this is the fact which I will use to find the concept of my squares. Now, how will I do? I will show you. Practically, I will show you. Suppose I have to find 7 square. Now, 7, what are the two numbers as the neighboring numbers of 7, which is one more than 7 and one less than 7. Now, I can see the 7 is an odd number. So definitely, as I told you, that numbers are alternating with each other. So 7 being an odd number, the number before 7 will also be an even number, and the number after 7 will also be an even number. Because 7 is an odd number, the number before 7, like you see 6, is an even number. Number after 7 will also even number. So 7 square is equal to 6 into 8 plus 1. What is the technique? You multiply the neighboring numbers of any number whose square you have to find. You have to find the square of 7. 7 being an odd number, you multiply the other neighboring number 6 and 8 and then add 1 to that number. So 6 into 8 is 48. 48 plus 1 is equal to 49. In the same way, suppose I have to find 4 square. Now 4 is an even number. So the neighboring numbers are 3 and 5. So 3 into 5 plus 1, that is 15 plus 1, 16. In the same way, 5 square. 5 is an odd number. You see, 5 is an odd number. And the neighboring numbers are even numbers, 4 into 6. So 4 and 6 are the neighboring numbers of 5. So 5 square is equal to 4 into 6 plus 1. That is 24. 24 plus 1 is equal to 25. In the same way for 6 square, 6 being an even number, the neighboring numbers are both odd numbers. 5 into 7 plus 1, that is 35 plus 1, 36. In this way, you can find the square of any number. 8 square, 7 into 9 plus 1. These are small numbers which are easy. You can easily, very easy to find out. But you can use this concept for higher numbers also, like 12 square. Now 12 is a even number surrounded by the immediate neighbors of 12 are 11 and 13. Means 12 comes between 11 and 13. You have to find the immediate numbers which is one before the given number and one is after the number. So the number before 12 is 11, number after 12 is 13. The two numbers are 11 into 13 and both will be odd numbers because 12 is an even number. When the number is odd, the neighboring numbers will be even. When the number is even, the neighboring numbers will be odd. So 12 square means 11 into 13 plus 1. Now 11 to 13 is very easy. I know 11 to 13, what I have to do, I will add 1 and 3. I get 143. 143 plus 1 is equal to 144. In the same way, I can find the square of any number. Suppose I have to find the square of 17. Now 17 is an odd number. The neighbors will be the immediate numbers before 17 and after 17 are 16 and 18. Both are my even numbers. So 16 into 18, I multiply with the concept of nihilum. That is 16 plus 8 and then 6 into 8. 16 plus 8 is 24 and 6 into 8 is 48. So now I do the balancing. 4 is extra. I take 4 to the next number. It becomes 288. It becomes 288 and then a total becomes 288. I mean, when I take it here, 24 becomes 28. So 28 is the final product of 16 to 18, and then I put a 1. I add to this 1 to this product. I get the answer 289. So 289 is the square of 17. In the same way for say 22 square. Now 22 is a even number, so the number surrounding 22 number are 21 and 23. You multiply 21 and 23, and for this again use the Nicolam method. So 21 plus 3, but here you see the base number is now changed from 10 to 20. So I multiply by 2, not by 10, not by 1. So 21 by 3 into 2 and then multiply 1 by 3. So I get the answer as 24 into 2, that is 48, 48 and then 48. So the answer is, final answer is 483. 21 and 23, final answer is 483. And then you add 1 to these numbers, you get the answer as 484. So very simple technique, very nice technique. And you can find the square of any number if you know the multiplication of numbers. Suppose you have to find the square of 76, then 76 square is equal to, what is the number before 76? 75. And the number after 70 is 77. So multiply 75 into 77 and then add 1 to that product. You get the answer of the square of 76. Any number, you can find any number. Suppose you have to find the square as 154. So what is 154? 153. So 153 into 155, the number after 154. So 153 into 155, get the product, add 1 to that number, you get the answer of square of 154, right? Now, how to multiply the big numbers, that is, we'll discuss in next video. But here I am to showing you how to use this concept of odd and even numbers to find the squares of numbers. Now, another technique of find the squares of numbers is, again, using the concept is that, suppose I know the squares of 4 square and I have to find the square of 5 square. Now, before what I was doing multiplying 4 and 6 and then I adding 1 to that. Now, in this technique, what I will do, I will use the squares of the neighboring number, squares of the neighboring number. 5 square is equal to 4 square plus square divided by 2. Means what I am doing, I am finding the average of squares of the numbers before 5. 4 square and 6 square, I find the average of both the numbers by dividing by 2. And then I subtract 1. So it becomes how much? 4 is equal to 16 and 6 is equal to 36. 16 plus 36 is equal to 52. 52, when I find the average, it becomes 26. 26 minus 1 is 25. So little bit longer than that, but you can apply this method also. Means find the square of a number. There are two ways. Either you add both the surrounding numbers, both the numbers immediate before, immediate after. You multiply both the numbers, add 1 to that number. Or otherwise, you find, if you know the squares of both the numbers which are surrounding the given number. Suppose in this 12 square, the surrounding numbers are 11 and 13. I know the squares of both the numbers. So what I do, I add both these numbers, find their average. Square 11 square is 121, 13 is equal to 169. I add both the numbers, divide by 2, find their average. The answer is 290. Then I 290 by 2. So answer is 145. And then I subtract 1, I get the answer as 144. You see, the concept of odd and even can be used in two ways. I either multiply odd and even numbers. Means when the number is even, both the numbers are odd, I multiply both these odd numbers, I add 1 to that, I get the square. Or otherwise, what I do, I find the average of the squares of both the numbers. If suppose the number is an odd number, the number surrounding it will be even number. So I find the squares of both the even numbers, I find their average, and then I separate one from that number. So this is a very simple technique and also very useful technique. Find the square of 14. Now 14 is an even number. I know the squares, the number before 14 is 13 and number after 14 is 15. It means I should know the squares of 13 and 15. 13 is equal to 169, 15 is equal to 225. So what is the answer? I add 169 plus 225. I add both them. I divide by 2. Then what I will get? I subtract from 1 and I get the answer as 197 minus 1. That is 196. Right? So this way I get the answer. In this way you can find all the answers. Now these wonderful properties I have written over the squares of the numbers. 4 square plus 5 square is equal to plus 20 square. Now why 20? Because 4 into 5. 4 into 5 is 20 plus 21. One more than this is equal to how much? 21 square. 4 square plus 5 square plus 20 square is equal to 21 square. 4 plus 4 into 5 is 20. When you add all these three squares, 4 square, 5 square plus 4 into 5, 20 square, you get the answer of the next number, 20 plus 1, 21 square. In the same way, suppose 5 square, 6 square. 5 plus 6 is how much? 30. So 30 square. When you add all these three squares, 5 square, 6 square, 30 square, you get the answer of the next number, 31 square. Like as you've seen, 25 plus 36 plus 900 is equal to 961 square. In the same way, 8 square plus 9 square plus 8 into 9, 72 square. When you add all these three squares, you get the answer of 73 square. Now, suppose I give you this equation, 6 square plus question mark plus 42 square is equal to question mark. What do you put in the place of question mark? Definitely should be 7. 6 square plus 7 square plus, because 42 is equal to how much? 6 into 7. 6 square plus 7 square plus 42 square is equal to 43 square. How much? 43 square. In the same way, 10 square plus 11 square. What should come in question mark? It should be multiple of both 10 and 11 is equal to 110 square. And when I add all these three, I get the square of 111. So in the same way, you can find out other equations also. You can solve all these equations. 9 square plus 10 square plus 90 square is equal to 91 square. Now this equation, question mark, 14 square plus question mark is equal to 183 square. Now what should be there? So that this number should be how much? 182. This number is 182. Then when this number is 182, you divide 182 by 14. What do you get? When you divide 182 by 14, you get 13. So 13 square plus 14 square, it is 1 less than this. So 13 square plus 14 square is equal to 182 square. When you add all three, you get 183 square. So very simple concept of that, and the simple I have written general equation, n square plus n plus 1 square into plus n into n minus n into n plus 1. N into n plus 1 square is equal to n into n plus 1 plus 1 square. This is the general equation. This is the general equation. 5 square plus 6 square plus 30 square is equal to 31 square. In the same way, 7 square plus 8 square plus 56 square is equal to 57 square. 9 square plus 10 square plus 90 square is equal to 91 square. So a square plus b square, a square plus b square plus c square, where b is a plus 1, c is a to b is equal to d square. Right? So now another technique I am showing you how to find the square of the number when you know the square of the other number. Now this is a wonderful technique. Suppose I ask you how many natural numbers are there between the squares of 465 and 466? How many natural numbers are there between the squares of 27 and 28? One way is that you find the squares of both the numbers, 27 and 28, then separate both the numbers and give me the answer. Now that will be a very long procedure. And I'm showing the very smart technique for this. Simply remember, when you have to find the squares, when you have to find the difference of the numbers, how many numbers are there between the squares of two given numbers, say 9 square and 8 square, and I ask you how many natural numbers are there between the squares of 9 and 8. So just what you do, you double this number 8. You double this number 8. So 8 square is 64. What is double of 8? Double of 8 is 16. So 64 plus 60 is equal to how much? 80. And when I add 1 to that number, I will get the 9 square. So what I meant to say is that every natural square, every square of a given number is how much? The square of the previous number plus 1. The square of the previous number plus 1. Suppose I ask you how many natural numbers are there between the square of 17 square and 16 square? How many numbers are there? How many natural numbers are there between the squares of 17 square and 16 square? Your answer is 2 into 16. Just multiply the lower number by 2. So answer will be 32. And if I ask you what should be added to 16 square to get the next natural square, it should be 16 plus 32 plus 1. 16 into 2 plus 1, that is 33. You should add 33 to 16 square to get the next answer, and your answer will get the answer of 17 square. I repeat, to find the square of a given number from a square of a given number. Suppose you are given the square of 16 and you have to find the square of 17. What you do? 16 square plus 2 into 16 plus 1. 2 into 16 is 32. 32 plus 1 is 33. So you add, what you add? 16 is equal to how much? 256. 256 plus 33 will give you 289. So 289 is the square of 217. Right? In the same way, if I ask you how many natural numbers are there between the squares of 21 and 20, your answer is simply 2 into 20, that is 40. How many natural numbers are there between the squares of 72 and 71? Just multiply 71 by 2. Your answer is 142. How many natural numbers are there between the squares of 93 and 92? Just multiply 2 by 92 and your answer is 184. In the same way, you can find any number of, you can find the natural numbers between the squares of two consecutive square numbers. Say 74, 75, 75, 76, you can find the number of natural numbers. Now, this same technique I'm going to use to find the square of a number when I'm given the square of the previous number. 8 square. 8 square is equal to how much? 7 square plus 2 into 7 plus 1. Because I know the difference is 2 into 7, and the next number will be 8 square. So just what I add, I do 7 square plus 2 into 7 is 14. And then I add 1 to this 14, I get 15. So 49 plus 15 give me 64, and that is equal to 8 square. In the same way, 12 square. 12 square means 11 square plus 2 into 11 plus 1. 2 into 11 plus 1. 2 into 11 is 22. 22 plus 1 is 23. So 121 plus 23 is equal to 144. So this is the answer for my 12 square. In the same way for 16 square. 16 is equal to how much? 15 square plus 2 into 15 plus 1. And that will give me 225 plus 31 means 256. So in general, what I mean to say is, when you have to find the square of any number from the previous square number, what you do, you multiply the square number by 2 and add 1 to that number, and add that number to the given square number, right? Given square value. So in the same way, 24 square is 576. I have to find the value of 25 square. Now 25 and 24. I know the square of 24. So 24, I multiply 24 by 2 and add 1 to that. 24 into 2 is how much? 48. 48 plus 1 is 49. So 49 plus 576. You see 49, 2 into 40, 2 into 24 is equal to 48. Is equal to 48. I add 1 to this number. I get answer as 49. 49 plus 576. I get the answer as 625. And this is the square of 25. This is the square of 75. In the same way, you can find 32 square. You need the value of 33 square. For 45 square, you need the value of, you are given 35 square. Find the value of 46 square. Just what you do, you add 2 into 45 plus 1. 2 into 45 means 91. You add 91 to this square. You get the answer 46 square. In the same way, 87 square is this number. What is the value of 88 square? Just add 2 into 87 plus 1. 2 into 87 is how much? 2 into 87 is 174. 174 plus 1 means you add plus 1, 175. You add 175 to this number and you will get the answer of 88 square. So very easy to find the square of a given number when you are given the square of the previous number, right? You can apply this technique to any number. If 116 square is equal to 13456, what is the value of 117 square? Now the technique is same. You multiply 2 into 116. What is the answer? 232. 232 plus 1, 233. You add 233 this number and you get the answer for 117 square. The same technique is used everywhere. Suppose, yes, the same technique is being used everywhere. If you are given 564 square at 318096, what is the value of 565 square? Now here you can find the value of 565 square by the sutra I have told you. The last number is 9, so you can multiply 56 into 57 and then followed by simply fix 25 after that. Otherwise, what you do, because you know this square, you multiply 564 by 2 and then add 1 to that product and add that number to this number and you get the answer of this number 565 square. So very easy, very simple technique. So I have shown you three wonderful techniques of square numbers. How to find the square of number using the concept of odd and even numbers, of the counting table, of the series of numbers. Then how to find the square of a given number from a given square, like 75 square from 74 square, 76 square from 75 square. Any two consecutive number squares you can find out if you are given the square of the previous number, right? And then again, this wonderful thing I have shown you, this table, this general formula I have given you, that in general, this is the general table I have given you. N square plus n, n square plus n plus 1 square plus n into n plus 1 square. Multiplying both these numbers will be equal to the square of n into n plus 1 square. So very wonderful technique I have shown you. And you can use this technique to solve all these equations. To solve all these equations. 16 square plus question mark. What should come over there? Next number 17 square plus 16 to 17 is equal to 272 square. What will come here? 273 square. In the same way, what will come at this question mark? It will be 421 square. One more than this product. 421 square. Right? In the same way, this number is 14. What will come here? 13. 1 less than 13. Then 13 into 14. You are given only given 182. It means it's 1 less than this, 182 square. So 13 square plus 14 square plus 182 square is equal to 183 square. In this way, you can solve any equation. If I give you any such equation, you can easily write the question answers of all these questions So I hope that you must understand this wonderful concept of finding the squares of all the numbers using the concept of odd and even numbers, previous number square, and how to solve the equations of the square numbers. So thank you very much. And if you want, my dear friends, if you want to understand, if you want to learn all other techniques of finding the squares of the numbers, like I can teach you more than 20 techniques of finding the squares of the numbers, of big numbers, small numbers, just in fraction of seconds, and that too mentally, orally. So if you want to become a master of all these techniques, if you want to learn all these techniques, the of addition, subtraction, squaring, cubing, square root, cube root, all the operations of arithmetic, mathematics, and higher operations also, like percentages, fraction, decimals, then please do join my course. You can call me at my number 9265418811. I repeat, please call me on this number 9265418811, and I will give you full details of my course. I need you. If you master my course, you will become, definitely, I assure you, you will become a master of experimental maths. You will become a math magician. You can do even the complex calculations at your fingertips. So thank you very much. Have a nice day.